Hey everybody, Hayward here, the financial filmmaker. Wish you guys a happy Friday. I am a financial coach, filmmaker, and content producer, also known as the financial filmmaker. I started doing these videos about 6, 8 months ago and been getting a little bit more consistent, obviously, since we're all at home. Most of us are working at home, through the quarantine. Once again, my hat's off. Salute to everybody working on the front lines, the essential workers. You are helping us get through this pandemic. So I wanted to kind of, do something different a little bit as far as like this concept I want to bring to you guys. So pretty much what kind of came about this whole financial filmmaker video series idea was sort of the fact that my moniker is kind of I help ordinary creatives create extraordinary finances, and I help ordinary people create extraordinary films. And part of my business, I am a licensed financial representative. So I didn't just start learning off YouTube last week, and I didn't just start by picking up the Morning Brew, even though they have really good articles and breakdowns of the industry. I've been doing it a little bit longer. So I've been like in the film video field roughly about 12 years now. I've been in the financial industry going on 8, and I've been building my own independent financial boutique agency over the past 4. So I'm not some type of know-it-all, all type of knowing know-it-all. I'm just what I like to call a learn-it-all. I always want to keep learning and growing, and we just have to keep doing that in this new economy. So I'm currently licensed in both the states of Michigan and California. I'm based out here in Los Angeles. So as I continue these videos, I'm just here to sort of add value and just really share things that I'm really nerdy about. But at the same time, I feel like this is something that can really help people out there, not only if you're trying to work in your personal finances, maybe if you're in the creative field or starting a small business or self-employed. But I mean, there's little bits and pieces that really helped me out a lot when I was struggling. And I feel like that could help somebody else here too. All right. So before the video ends or after it ends, once again, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. If you see something in this video that resonates with you and you ever need more information on how to actually practically apply maybe this concept to your area of personal finances, let me know. Or if you have a film or TV idea that you want to transform from like a vague concept of a shred of an idea to a final tangible product, DM me or reach out to me at my general contact. I'll have it here. And I personally answer all of my direct messages and emails myself. So let's get to it. I'm going to go ahead and screen share with you guys this concept I learned a little while back. And it was actually written by Reid Hoffman. I believe he's one of the founders of LinkedIn, if I'm not mistaken. Either that, or I see his articles on LinkedIn all the time. But he wrote this article a while back about the 4 tiers of engagement with Silicon Valley, talking about collaboration and time management. So this came out a few years ago. So I was kind of picking through my archives, and I came across this. And it's a very interesting concept because I believe this can apply to anyone really in any industry, not only just a professional project, but a personal project. With everything going on right now with the quarantine, we have more time than we ever, I wouldn't say we ever would imagine, but at the same time, we have a lot more. So time management, that whole test was really the true test, basically, these last couple months. So with it, we find ourselves having to fill it up with extra work projects. These may be projects important to us that we started. These may be projects that someone came to us about getting involved in, or it may be a personal project, maybe an extra house project a relative maybe asked you about, or a personal project of yours that you brought on. But either way, it has at least more than one person. It's not just you doing it. But I think this is very great because it's so easy to overcommit. It's easy to say yes because yes feels so good because it's like we're pleasing at people. Not to say like everybody's a people pleaser. I certainly went through that stage. But to me, it's better to it be a hard no, and then if you turn out you do have the time after all, tell them yes, versus you go around saying yes to everything, and then before you know, you're overcommitting. You have to drop out all of a sudden. You let that person down. So I really like this because this is a very simplistic way to even a little filter you can run through any work project where there's 1 or 2, 3 people involved, or any personal project you may get invited into with 1 or 2, 3 people involved. It really comes down to setting the boundary and standards. So first thing is that, let's just say the first role is you're a friend. And that's just kind of like mental. You can kind of maybe type this out in an email, or just kind of let casually the person know that you're a friend of it. You're a friend. And the tier of engagement with that is serendipitous. What does that mean? You're there to help out on occasion in lightweight, non-obligatory way. So non-obligated way. Next one is an investor. So this is where you're kind of at the tier of engagement of moderate. So moderate meaning, once again, you contribute certain assets on the endeavor and you are on call. Next one is board member. So this is where you have a higher amount of engagement. And this is where you kind of discuss it with the person you're working with as you go. So you function more as a good partner to the principal. But then that's like maybe you only get on 2 meetings a month. There's some sort of guideline set with your schedule. It's all about setting expectations up front. And then finally is a principal. And the principal is more of an extreme level of engagement. And this is where you're responsible for the outcome of the project. And basically this role that Reid Hoffman mentioned, and I'll include this in the source video, that these are the 4 types of engagements that you can use anywhere from a top work project, corporate, to maybe a personal project, creative project with you and some friends, or something a few you guys are working on around the house. Because it's easy to get caught on, I'll be at every meeting, I'll be on every conference call for it, and you just hop in the principal, versus, maybe starting out as a friend within this type of role and kind of, setting those boundaries. So like I said, not trying to overly complicate it, but, it really depends on the specific project, what boundaries you set in place. That way you're not just at the mercy of whenever they call you, whenever they do this, and you find yourself overcommitting. So they know you got other stuff going on, and you're aware. So I hope this, this is a very simple concept, but it's the genius that's in the simplicity of most ideas. And little nuggets, you never know where you can apply it. So that's something that I continue, even 5 years later, 4 years later, run through the filter. I got to get better at defining some roles in some projects, but having that consciousness in mind as far as the 4 tiers of engagement and how you can actually commit to a project can go a long way. So I hope you enjoyed this Financial Filmmaker Friday, and I hope to bring some more soon. See ya. Take care. Have a good weekend.